Live from the O'Harrow Construction Studio in downtown Jackson, it's the Bart Hawley Show. I'm Adam Bragenser, inviting you to join Bart and his guests. From the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, Sheriff Gary Schutte and Under-Sheriff Chris Simpson. CEO of Highfields, Brian Filson. New Executive Director for Camp Liberty, Melinda Schwinn. From Vista Grand Villa, Executive Director Chelsea Isley. And for the First United Methodist Church Rummage Sale, Melinda Long. And now, here's Bart.
Thank you very much, Adam, and good afternoon, and welcome to the show. Nice to have you with us today as we hit mid-October. Half the month is over already, can you believe it? 51 degrees now in Jackson, and we've got clouds, no rain right now, and today's high is expected to hit 55, a few degrees below normal, and the outlook for the rest of the month from the National Weather Service is we will be at normal or below, and today we're below. Tonight, a low of 37 with clouds. Tomorrow, frost showing up in the forecast for the first time, and sunny day, eventually 57 on Tuesday. Wednesday, sunny, 61. Showers back with us on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. But by Sunday, we will be back with just clear skies and sunshine, but crisp October weather. Sunday's high only 53. And there you have it. Today's weather presented by Kelly Express. Thanks, Kelly Express, and thanks for all the great specials, the great service. The Kelly Express prides themselves on their clean restrooms, and they're beautiful, and they're nicely decorated. In fact, Horton Road, they decorate that restroom. It's the most nicely decorated restroom in the entire county. Have you been in the Horton Road? Yeah, very nice. Yes, and it's very popular. I think people go out of their way to use it. It's so nice. Kelly Express has a great deal on their awesome pizza at South Street, Jefferson Road, Napoleon, Grass Lake, and County Farm Road. A supreme pizza for just $17.99, thanks to Kelly Express. Let's see how things look outside as we look down from high atop the Blake building. I was concerned that with the rain and the wind over the weekend that our fall foliage would blow away, but the colors, we're still seeing a lot of green, and this is very late to be this green. And I don't know what's happening. Do you think, Brandon, it's global warming or something?
I don't know. I just see one red tree. That's about it.
I just don't know. And the burning bush, that's one of the last things that changes color. And that's usually second week of November. So we've got a ways for that. But between now and then, let's see some color. Today is the 16th of October. It is National Sports Day, National Liqueur Day, World Food Day, liqueur.
Sounds fancy.
It is. It's how the rich get drunk. Global Cat Day. You'd think Noah would be in a better mood on this global Cat Day. It's World Spine Day, Department Store Day. Remember the department stores? And National Bosses Day. So staff, you can parade your gifts out here now. We've got a few minutes set aside for that.
I heard you said you take cash too.
Yes.
You take cash for bosses?
Cash, preferred gift cards. And it's International Adjust Your Chair Day. So let's see what kind of adjustment this chair has.
Perfect.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it swivels and goes up and down. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, now you're stuck.
It's stuck. It's stuck. I guess I'll be down here for the rest of the show. No, people have said, why do you sit so high and look down at your guests? And it's because my chair lets me do that. Otherwise, it's here. See, I'm still a little above.
Looks like you're in quicksand or something, like you're drowning.
It really is. There we go.
Perfect.
It was on this day in 1923, the Walt Disney Company was founded. Brothers Walt and Roy started as the Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio, and what an empire they launched. Company synonymous with cartoon animated movies and characters, ABC, and ESPN. Whatever happened to ESPN?
I don't know, it's falling fast.
On this day in 1986, the first person to scale all 8,000ers. I thought, what is that? And on further investigation, an 8,000er is a mountain that's 8,000 feet or taller. And there's one person in 1986, the first guy that did it, Italian mountaineer Reinhold Messner, scaled the Lhotse in Nepal. It's the world's fourth largest peak, and we have 14 8,000ers in the world. Oh, I'm sorry, 8,000 meters. And on this day in 1958, Chevrolet began selling a car-truck hybrid that it called the El Camino. 1958. The company launched this after the Ford Ranchero, and this is what the El Camino looked like in 1958. And it was not, believe it or not, it was not a success. The rancher in Australia wrote to Ford and Chevrolet and said, hey, can you make a vehicle that my husband can use to take pigs to the market during the week and that he can take me to church on Sunday? Yes, they said, and that is it, the El Camino. It lasted for about 2 years, and the ads said this was the most beautiful thing that ever shouldered a load, and Chevy said it rides and handles like a convertible, yet hauls and hustles like the workingest thing on wheels. Catchy. But it did come back in the 60s and was very popular. They don't make them anymore. My Uncle Paul drove us to high school in his El Camino, and it didn't have cup holders. No vehicle had cup holders. He would stop at the Dunkin' Donuts and get a cup of coffee and put it on the dashboard, and then he'd drive like crazy, and we rode to school in fear that we would have burning hot coffee land in our laps, and we'd be covered in coffee for the school day. But surprisingly, it never happened. Today in the J being brought to you by Experience Jackson, and Quiet Monday in the J today. We've got just one thing happening, and that is the Jackson College Film Series. Tonight, they are presenting First Blood. This film features, and this is the movie blurb, features the incredible biceps of Sylvester Stallone and his quest for revenge on anyone who comes in contact with him. He's Rambo, First Blood. This movie from 1982. Also, Brian Dennehy and Richard Crenna are in this movie. The doors open at 7 p.m. after the film class ends, and then the movie starts at 7:15 sharp, and there's no trailers, no ads. It's sharp, right at 7:15 it starts, and admission is just $5. I'll give you a heads up on a couple things happening tomorrow. Also at the Michigan Theater, it is going to be the first screening of Under the Radar Michigan. These folks from PBS Detroit came in and they made a show about Jackson, and they highlight Bright Walls, Agma Brewing, the Roxy, Metropolitan, RJ's Metropolitan, ice cream, and the Underground Railroad. So it's a pretty cool show. They did a really nice job, and they're going to show it up on the big screen tomorrow. It's free. There's going to be a big prize they give away at the end of the night, 6 o'clock at the Michigan Theater. Also tomorrow, the folks at Concord United Methodist Church are working with the community and other church organizations to present a community prayer vigil for Israel. That will be at 7 p.m. Tuesday at Concord's United Methodist Church. It's right there on Main Street, right off the main intersection. You can't miss it. They hope to have a nice turnout to support the people of Israel and offer prayers. And there you have it. And that's tomorrow at 7. And that's Today in the J, brought to you by Experience Jackson. The leaves, they're not falling yet, but the city of Jackson is scheduling the first fall leaf pickup, and they're going to start doing that on Monday, November 6th. They're going to use the giant vacuums. I think they've got like 4 or 6 of these mounted on trucks, and they go around, suck up leaves piled along curbs in the street. If you are a city resident and you have trees that shed leaves, you'll want to visit the City of Jackson website to see the map and the dates for when they will be coming through your neighborhood. Boy, we had a busy weekend of all kinds of cool things happening. Starting on Friday night, it was Big Brothers Big Sisters, their annual dinner dance 70s night. That was one of the big raffle prizes, that vintage Harley. Cool. And I don't know who won that. Tony Hollow reported they're still adding up the dollars raised, but the auction raised several $1,000s, and the event itself, with the ticket sales and the raffles and door prizes, raised thousands. And we should have probably later this week a number for you, for those of you that are interested. This is the biggest fundraiser of the year for Big Brothers Big Sisters. Oh, the Ermitangers, dressing in the 70s. Except Chris is, I think that's more like from the 50s. Michael Ludeking there, and Mr. Dillon wearing his Lumen Christi football jersey. It wasn't the number he wore. I think he wore 76. But he did have that. Harry Howard serving as the master of ceremonies with that 70s Apple Watch. But really a nice time. And Gene Davis and Sons, they do an incredible job with the banquet. Their food is always spectacular. The Bickle brothers, taking us back to the 70s. Dan Bickle dressed like Captain Steubing from the Love Boat, and Paul Bickle dressed in the Dead Ringer for John Travolta from Saturday Night Fever. Thanks to all who participated, donated, attended, sponsored that great event on Friday night. On Saturday morning, it was the 39th annual Henry Ford Race to Health. And interesting, you know, they moved it to October, and I don't know if they realized it's still dark at 8 a.m. In mid-October.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. It was very dark. And of course, it was cloudy and rainy, and it was just a dark, dreary day, but a nice turnout nonetheless. They had a 5K cross-country, and this is unusual. Typically, there's a pretty standard route on sidewalks and roads, but this cross-country, they went up the Cascades Hill as part of that 5K, and Ben Utz, he led from start to finish. There he is, rounding. They went around the course twice, rounding lap 1. But Ben had a double win. This very rarely happens. Ben won the 5K cross-country and the 5K traditional run. One right after the other. One was at 8 o'clock, the next one was at 8:30. There he is lined up for the next race. He won that one too. So, way to go. Nice job, Teresa Dark, for putting on this wonderful event. Hinkley Donuts and the Daily Grind Coffee were two of my favorite things at this event. Later that morning, it was the Jackson Walk to End Alzheimer's at Horace Blackman Park. The weather kept some people in their cars till the very last minute, but really a nice turnout. Despite the rain, it was pretty steady during this whole event. This walk raises thousands for research and support for families with Alzheimer's in the community, and they had a number of sponsors that raised money ahead of time, like Vista Grand Villa, Edward Jones. They've been conducting fundraising for several months. People were walking in support of loved ones, also those who actually have Alzheimer's. There were several that participated in the event as well. My wife and I were pleased to serve as honorary chairs of this year's walk. Thanks to everybody who came out really in cold, wet, lousy weather to support the research and all the work that the Alzheimer's Association of Michigan does all year long. On Saturday, it was the first ever Emerging Technology and Art Festival at Jackson Young Professionals putting this event on. It's a kind of a follow-up to Bright Walls. And this year, it was just a one-day event that they say is a teaser for what's going to happen in years to come. This first ever ETA festival featured a variety of technology-themed art installations where Mama Tutu was lit up, and actually Mama Tutu was in attendance Saturday afternoon to see the colorful lights on her mural. The Monster Box Theater folks with their Wheel of Game, part of the entertainment. There were installations like these inflatables. We had a number of, which I think is really cool. They had a lot of Jackson artists and performers participate. A lot of the Bright Walls murals were featured prominently in the ETA Festival as colorful lights and other things were projected onto the murals along Cortlandt Street in downtown Jackson. Daft Punk, not the real Daft Punk, although how would you know? But a group that dedicated itself to honoring Daft Punk performed, and people danced like crazy under the tent late Saturday night. Thanks to all those who worked hard on putting together the first ever ETA, and the Jackson Young Professionals folks are saying already, oh, this was a big success. Despite the rain and the cold, they were happy with the turnout, and they are expecting to put on an even bigger and better ETA event next year. So we'll look forward to that. Congratulations to JYP and the ETA team for putting on a really cool event in downtown Jackson. Today's show is being brought to you by our good friends at the Dirty Bird, and coincidentally, the Dirty Bird providing great food today. I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. I'll also tell you who's on our show today. First up, our Sheriff, Gary Schutte, and Undersheriff Chris Simpson. They will be here to tell us about some of their award winners and honoree recipients from a couple of weeks ago. Brian Filson, CEO of Highfields, they held their annual fundraising breakfast last week. We'll look at that. Melinda Schwinn is the director of Camp Liberty. This is a facility that supports our veterans. Chelsea Isley will be here from Vista Grand Villa, doing a lot this month with memory care. And Melinda Long will be here to preview the First United Methodist Church annual rummage sale, their big rummage sale that is coming up later this month. All this here today on JTV. But first, let's take a look at some of the exciting highlights in high school football this past weekend from JTV Sports.
For the Vikings.